Hi, my name is Earl Kooperkamp, and I'm the pastor at the Episcopal Church of the Good Shepherd, which is located in Barry. And I've had a lot of experience doing community organizing over about the past 25, 30 years at this point, mostly in New York City. I was a pastor of a church in Harlem. And community organizing was just so important because that was really the way that we as a congregation could get things done. We would join together with other congregations. We worked on issues of public safety, public housing, public education. And it was a way to really develop the power, not only that was resident within our congregation, but bringing together our leaders from other congregations. What I liked about it as well is it really built up the leadership in our own congregation so that we could also deal very much more effectively with our own internal issues. It's the way that I really find that the power that we have as people, and especially in those relationships with each other, can really be organized and crafted into a way so that people can transform the conditions that they find in their lives around homelessness, around hunger. Some of these difficult issues become much more manageable when you can develop a campaign with a good community organization, and in that way sort of break it down into the steps that it needs and put that wonderful power of people working in relationship with each other towards its solution. The second question, you're going to have to remind me of.
What's your vision for Barry?
Oh, yes. Well, I've just been here in Barry a short time, but even though it's a much smaller community than New York City, I still see many of the same issues, especially issues around homelessness, hunger, our feeding programs. And then I think there's some larger issues around some of the public safety issues. And what I really hope is that our churches can work together in a very effective partnership, working together, organizing ourselves, developing those relationships so that those conditions can really be changed and transformed. No church is big enough, no church is powerful enough on its own to do this. But when we work together in relationships, that's when we really have the ability to make those significant changes, to speak truth to power to our city, to our state officials, to help them in finding real and real workable solutions for these kinds of issues that we have. And that's why I've been particularly pleased. Part of the reason I came here, quite frankly, was because I saw that Church of the Good Shepherd was part of Vermont Interfaith Action, a good community organizing model, and had already begun here in central Vermont through Barry, Montpelier, to work with other churches. My vision is that we can really, through Vermont Interfaith Action, through the community organizing work in developing those relationships and getting to know each other deeper, seeing where there really is that power, that we can turn our leaders out, train them, equip them, help them to do the research that we have to do. That's such an important part of any campaign. Look at what are the very discrete steps, break it down so that this something that so big, like homelessness, which is a problem, can get broken down into some very real issues. We can take them on one by one to find real workable solutions for a place like Barry. The great thing about being in Barry and already being in a relationship through Vermont Interfaith Action with some of the other pastors and trying to bring those other pastors, bring those other congregations into a relationship, is that here in Vermont it's not quite the large scale there was in New York City, so I think we can be much more effective, much more quickly than some of the things that we saw dealing with in a much larger urban context. Very same issues, very same ways of going about it, but because the scale is slightly different, and there's just something about being in Vermont and with people really showing great positive attitude towards working together. I think we can be an extremely effective organization in a really relatively relatively rapid time. That's why I'm glad that Good Shepherd's been a dues-paying member of Vermont Interfaith Action for a few years now. And that's part of it. We really own this organization. This is our organization. And then with outside support from other good Vermont organizations, I think we can, really see that a difference is going to be made in Barry, the Montpelier area, central Vermont, in a relatively short time.
Great, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. It's great to be here with y'all. Sorry I can't be here with you in person, but that's why we got technology, thank God.